Veronica is a 15-year-old with a shitload of responsibilities. She takes care of her 2 younger sisters and younger brother. All this while her mother is at work literally 24 hours a day. Veronica makes sure that her siblings are up in the morning to go to school, makes them breakfast, and even cleans up after her younger brother, who keeps pissing himself.
You piss yourself.
And they all walk to Catholic school together. What they don't know is that they're about to get possessed as fuck.
Holy Ghost, fire in the name of Jesus Christ! Come out, you demon! Fire in the name of Jesus! Fire in the name of Jesus Christ!
Welcome to Dumb Down, the show where we summarize movies so that we could understand them better. Today we dumb down Veronica. Their lives seem relatively normal until one day Veronica decides to fuck that up. Her and 2 friends use the solar eclipse as a distraction to sneak into a conveniently abandoned part of the school to have a Ouija session.
Why would we do that?
Veronica's plan is to call up her deceased father. Things turn out like shit and the Ouija board breaks in half and it seems to partially possess Veronica.
Holy Ghost, fire in the name of Jesus Christ! Come out, you demon!
She later wakes up at the nurse's office and everything is now fine, I guess. But at home, she starts acting weird as fuck. She freezes while eating and randomly vibrates uncontrollably. This terrifies her sisters, but they forget all about it when Veronica tells her that she's the older one and they better shut the fuck up.
¿Estás bien? Recoge esto, por favor.
On top of all of this, she begins to have nightmares that almost made me shit a little bit. Buddy. Because of these nightmares, she returns to the scene of the crime. There, she finds the school's blind nun that everyone conveniently calls Hermana Muerte or Sister Death.
La hermana muerta te está mirando.
The nun tells her, "Look, homie, you brought some motherfucker in from the other side, and now it's following you. You stuck." She also tells her to protect her siblings. Somehow she knows that she has siblings. And then she even tries to make out her for some reason. I don't know, I didn't understand that part that well.
What's the matter, Pop? I'm confused.
Back at home, this evil entity is getting closer, and Veronica begins to see shadows trying to attack her sister, shit getting knocked over, all the usual haunted house shit. One night, when the scary SOB tries to choke her sister out, and on top of that, Veronica discovers that the bottom of all of their mattresses have this weird black mold. She's had enough of it, and she grabs her siblings and rushes to her mom's bar. She drops them off there and heads back to Nun Stevie Wonders for more help. She tells her that she needs to finish what she started. You ain't said goodbye to that dude, and that's why he ain't leave yet.
You better fucking fix this shit right now!
Veronica rushes to find her 2 friends to perform another Ouija session to say goodbye to this thing once and for all. But they ain't about all that jazz whatsoever. And after Veronica screams both of their names an obnoxious amount of time, they pretty much tell her to fuck off.
Diana! 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 Diana, ven! Diana, vamos! Diana! Rosa! Rosa, tenemos que volver a hacerlo.
Verónica.
Rosa! No, Rosa, no he sido yo. Rosa! Rosa!
So Veronica gets a not so bright idea. She'll just use her 2 little sisters to aid her with her Ouija session, like a good old sister would.
I'm doing this because I love you. Fuck you.
Veronica instructs her little brother to draw a protection symbol on the wall, but like any little boy would, he fucks up and draws a summoning spell instead.
You idiot!
If he's anything like me as a kid, he probably fucked up on purpose so that they wouldn't ask him to do shit anymore. So now Veronica and her sisters invoke this entity and tell him to get the fuck out. This makes things even worse, because now it seems that the entity has finally completely crossed over through a moldy mattress, and this is where we have the final showdown. Well, not really. The entity takes the little brother, but she soon finds him. Veronica grabs the remaining of her siblings and they get the fuck out. However, like a dumbass, Veronica realizes that this whole time she hasn't been carrying her little brother and she was just carrying nothing. The entity had just, I guess, David Blained her ass.
Now that's magic.
She sends both of her sisters downstairs and runs back in to save her little brother and now to have the final showdown. I would definitely fire whoever hung all these things.
Time to end this. Gun, I cannot miss. In this ultimate battle. I'll never stop no matter what the world may say.
She finally finds her brother inside, however, he doesn't want her to come near him. And it is at this moment that she looks into the mirror to reveal the biggest twist, which we probably already knew. The entity wasn't coming after them. It was inside of her the whole time.
Cannot believe she did this.
We now cut to her mom, who sees a bunch of cop cars driving by her bar, and like a self-centered son of a bitch, she assumes it has to do with her life. And she's right. She runs towards her house, but the cops don't let her in. Back to Veronica as she makes yet another sacrifice for her family. She cuts her throat, therefore killing herself and the entity at the same time. The police walks in early enough to see her levitating as she dies, and they proceed to rescue her little brother. Oh, and remember the kid accidentally drawing the summoning spell on the wall instead? Well, if this thing was inside of Veronica the whole time, that whole scene was pointless.
Useless!
Well, this has been Veronica Dumbed Down, a great film about the world's unluckiest 15-year-old. Make sure you like the video, subscribe, share with your friends, and follow me on Instagram.